Hello, I am Joe McDonald and this is Big Mac's Battle Blogs. Now, I'm going to start like I have never done before. I'm going to be one of those annoying YouTubers. If you're one of the couple of thousand people who are going to watch this, my views have been bombing, right? There we go. And that's probably why. 'Cause I don't think the last couple of videos, I've finally, after like a year here, kind of had more leeway to show work we've done. And, now I'm doing the Sapper thing. There's lots of interesting things to take, to show. Lots of interesting things. And I think the algorithm is against the word, the BOMB word. I don't think it likes it. So if you could all, like, please if this video gets like 2,000 comments of 7 words, like literally any 7 words, right? A 7 word comment. There you go. Was that 7? Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Like it'll boost it up. And if you could do the Sherry like subscribe thing, that'd be great. So how am I doing? Well, if you watch the other 2 videos, the last 2, you'll see some, footage of what we've been up to. If you have a look on the community post, you'll see some of the things I've been working with. It's all very exciting. It's all like, I'm getting to see a lot of results. We're achieving a lot of results in the field, namely the destruction of the enemy. And I'm taking a more active role in that than I have before, which is great. Things take time in Ukraine, and there is a massive kind of training and acclimatization thing. You can't do normal training in a war zone very easily. Like it goes on, but it has to be sort of hidden and with smaller numbers of always trying to keep like the smallest amount of soldiers in any one place, because there's if the Russians find out there's like 200 guys somewhere, you suddenly become worth like a big missile. So although there's still a step to go, and I'm still going to hopefully go up to Kyiv or Lviv, apparently, maybe, and do a course with Harley, or some people Harley's connected with. We'll see. But a proper Sapper course will happen. For just to sort of explain the context of what I've been working with, I work with our battalions, like Chief Sapper, and I work one-on-one with him. So it is monkey see, monkey do, but because I have cat UXO and stuff, and other PDF documents like the GIGN, so it's like a French special forces thing, but like for some reason there's a report about mines in Ukraine that's got all the different ones used, and submunitions and other stuff, that UXOs, unexploded stuff, you will or might encounter in the field. So I do get to do some technical like reading on the subject, because there's diagrams, especially with cat UXO, and that explains like what is the little bit of metal that you're taking out of the military grade fuse. What is this little bit of metal? Is it one that explodes if you drop it or not? So that's useful. And at the moment I'm just doing, like a good apprentice, like a fair bit of what would be like the grunt work, like packing stuff with filler. Okay, we're trying to avoid some of the spicier words, but packing it with material, adding some like glitter, shiny things, and then if it's an electronic activation system, then basically hot gluing and taping that on. But that's fine. What I like is being useful. I like being useful, and I am happy. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm definitely a very useful person for my unit, and on top of that, if I didn't bring any stuff in from like YouTube money from people who donate to me through YouTube, and thank you to all those people, from a fiver to $500, you're all amazing, and it really, it all gets spent directly on drones and stuff, and other things that we just need to keep stuff going, And I suppose technically some of you might have bought me a steak or a kebab or something like that, or a bottle of Coke from time to time. But once again, I'd like to point out to new people listening, I've put about 70% of my wages back into Ukraine so far. So yeah, if they ever did want to investigate, if the financial police want to investigate me here, I honestly think I'd probably come out of it with a service to Ukraine medal. So yeah, but that's tangent. But yeah, even if I didn't do any of the YouTube stuff and speaking to charities and NGOs, I would be a useful soldier, like a very useful soldier for my battalion. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm happy. On that, I've been thinking, like, there's obviously, you've got to caveat this, what I'm about to say, that there are times where I see terrible stuff, and I know terrible stuff has happened, and it's happened to people I know, and people I know die, and people who I know's friends and family die, and bad things, like terrible things have happened to them, and all of that's awful, and some days it makes me depressed at the state of humanity, and etc., etc. But if you're fighting what you believe to be a just war, right? Like the defense of a democracy that just wants to gain its own, especially the youth of this country just wants to properly have its own independence and not be under the thumb of a dictator. If you're doing something like that, war's a lot of fun, like it can be a lot of fun. Like the camaraderie when you're working with a bunch of guys for enough time to actually have real friendships and know that like they actually do have your back. Not all this fucking bullshit people say to each other at the fucking recruitment depots here, you know what I mean? Like actual, real, time served, working relationship, bloke respect. Of course, there's women fighting in this war, but I'm a man and I work with men, so I'll speak accordingly. But yeah, bloke respect for each other between the ranks. Like it's. I guess in any job you reach a point where if you're a good bloke, where the boss or your supervisor knows he can just leave you to get the job done. And if you knock off a couple of hours early on a Friday, he doesn't give a fuck because all the work's done. And I think I've sort of, as close as you can in the army, I've ascended to this sort of position now. So that's nice. And if you're interested, I did a like 2.5 hour best part of a live stream on Rick the Ukrainian's channel. If you haven't checked out his channel, I discovered him back when I was in the Legion. He used to do translations of prisoner interviews. He still does, but he also does these live streams, and he raises money for a bunch of different Ukrainian units. And hopefully one day I might, manage to squeeze a drone jammer or something out of his combined efforts. But I am happy to support him and other platforms that help Ukraine. I'm all about the common cause. So I was on that, but you get to listen to me chat and be asked questions by him and some of the audience for like 2.5 hours. The first one I did with him was kind of a bit. I was really tired, and Rick spent a lot of time like just thanking people for donating money in the chat, which is nice, I suppose. But like we just didn't. There was no spark. Do you know what I mean? It was mostly because I was knackered. But last time I thought, yeah, I've listened back to it myself because I always like to check what I've done and be aware if I do anything that's too cringe. And yeah, I thought it was entertaining myself. So if you want to see the first long form interview that I've done since Lindy Beige, check out Rick the Ukrainian. Other news, yeah, I should be appearing on Mikado Media soon, in a couple of days. So that's good stuff. Be nice to speak to Andrew again. I met him personally when I was in Kyiv, just before Christmas last year. Really good guy who again has done a lot for Ukraine, and I support him and his work. So yeah, that's all exciting stuff. Trying to get some bits for my FAL. I ended up buying some parts for other guys with FALs a while ago, and two of the rails that came from America and were made by some Canadian company were good quality and they worked, but they were an absolute ball ache to get because of customs and different wanky rules about gun parts and stuff like that. And the two of the lads have got them now, so there's just some of these shit Chinese ones that didn't work at all left. So what I've got to now do is try and get a decent rails kit, and the States is far away and there are many customs agencies in between there and here. What the legalities are over what country it flies, from what state it's bought, blah blah blah, it's a fucking nose. FALs are made in Belgium. I think Belgium's got relatively relaxed gun laws, but like it's not a firearm as such. It's a part, and it isn't a pressure bearing or difficult to machine like mechanical part, like the bolt carrier assembly or anything. So like, yeah, if anyone in Europe, right, fancies buying me a quality FAL rail that was manufactured in Belgium, so it'll fit, and it's a metric pattern FAL I've got, so it'll fit, we've checked, so it'll fit that. I'd even be willing to just PayPal you the money if you seem to be like one of my regular regular commenter people, you know. I'll fucking deal with you and send you the cash, but just getting one, because I'm old. I'm 40 and my eyes aren't like they were when I was 21. And I've also got a £3,000 thermal scope that Brandon gave me, and it actually belongs on it. Like, it belongs on something like a FAL. I've basically been using it as a very expensive thermal monocle for when we've been on night duty. But if it's on a FAL and the Russians come for Kherson, it's going to get some proper work done. And it's still useful for if we get a bit of bad weather and we can't fly the drones. It's still useful as a form of observing what the enemy doing and making sure there's suddenly not like a load of them moving around on boats without drones. So useful stuff. But yeah, I want a rail for the FAL. Anyone want to try and fix that for me? And so hopefully someone who knows a bit about guns, you know, like they know the difference between one that was made in Belgium and one, or gun manufacturers, people who are familiar with, you know, weapons and weapons accessory stuff that's made in Belgium. If there's anyone out there listening to this, please do drop me an email in it to the same link as the PayPal. On the subject of people who email me, right, generally speaking, I think I've made enough content to point out, like, however good a soldier you are or however much I'd get on with you, I do not need any people who I don't know very, very well, and I even say no to them, turning up at my unit expecting to work with me, like be part of my team. Like, nah, fuck off. If you want to come and fight in Ukraine, right, be a man, get on a plane, cross the border, go to a recruitment centre and walk your own path like a man, you know. I don't need anyone else's hassle. I don't need anyone stealing my glory. I don't need anyone causing me problems. Yeah, I've found my little niche on the wall. But nevertheless, I encourage people who want to make a commitment, and we're talking 6 months of a year, and accept the fact that you're much more likely to, like, be shelled 100 times before you get to take a shot at one Russian, generally speaking. You know, if they can accept that sort of reality. And also, people aren't going to think you're a rock star. Yeah, like that point in the war where all the Westerners got to swagger around and everyone was a special forces sniper. That's fucking gone. No one cares about your bullshit anymore, right? You know, just fucking come, sign up, do you do eat, learn some fucking Ukrainian first. Yeah. But I will I will answer an email from someone who's you know taken the time to message me, especially when they're telling me that they aren't hearing back from anywhere else, you know. But I would never tell you anything that you couldn't really work out with a bit of Googling yourself, you know. Um, so yeah, but nevertheless, if you want to do that, if you want to message me and say, I am a drone builder, right? Also, you know, and you want to help Ukraine, yeah, well, get on a plane, come to Ukraine, bring some tools and some, you know, decent, like, you know, video transmitters and stuff like that, right? You know, all of that, right? Bring that sort of stuff. And then you're going to have to, you know, spend some time speaking to people, and SBU will probably check you out. And then if you're lucky, you'll get put in a drone building shop. But I can't just, you know, hey, secret drone building workshop that I happen to know. Some dude who I have no idea who he is, and I don't want to either, right, has emailed me. Can I just give him a job? Do you want to go through all this security risk and hassle? It's like, no, they're busy building drones. So you've kind of got to come over and have enough money to support yourself for a bit and find your place, you know. You might be able to sort something out beforehand, but if you are the kind of drone builder who wants to tell me that you are about to build an AI swarm, right, and you're on the cusp of it and you could so easily do it, right, please don't. I don't care how smart you think you are. You're like the third person who's emailed me, and that's pretty much like the fact that I'm a pilot, I'm part of a team down here, you know, the fact that like you're messaging me about your like groundbreaking military fucking drone swarm that you're about to unleash, you know, pretty much tells me that you're like insane and therefore can't. So yeah, good luck. You know, yeah, good luck. Like that's the sort of thing that governments don't want, like individual people just unleashing on the planet. So, you know, like if you're emailing someone like me, right, and good luck fucking getting across the European, American, Ukrainian border with that shit unless you're not welcome. So anyway, good luck with the good luck to the mentally unhinged AI drone swarm building thing. I mean, if I'm wrong, they'll probably program a swarm to kill me. But you know, that'd be great if I was the first. Everyone's got a way to go, eh? So yeah. Oh, bit of a tangent there, trying to think how to wrap this up in a sensible fashion now. So yeah, it's hot as fuck in Kherson, like miserably so, unreasonably so. The Eastern Front's meant to be all cold and freezing to death, but it's not actually how Ukraine is most of the time. You get like 2 or 3 months of like really proper winter, and then it's just hot again, you know. And right now it's like yeah, if the dog probably drinks like 3 liters of water a day at the moment. It's that hot, you know, and I'm drinking about five. And I woke up at 3 in the morning, completely dehydrated, blinded by sweat after like 3 hours sleep last night. So that's pretty miserable. But yeah, I'm British. We talk about the weather. Anyway, please watch the other last two videos. Watch our guys and my work actually achieve some results, blow some stuff up. And yeah, once again, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and hit the bell and share it on Reddit and all that kind of stuff. I could especially the other video where stuff explodes. Anyway, it's goodbye from me, Joe McDonald at Big Max Battle Blogs, and as always to our Russian and Vatnik listeners, Idi Nahoy Zalupa.